Let's get some insights from political analyst Professor Antonio Contreras. Prof, thank you for joining us once again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Nakatulog ka na ba, Pro?
Medyo naman.
Baka na-stress yan.
Medyo.
Prof, ang daming ganap. Simulan muna natin dito, Prof, sa impeachment. 257 votes. Ano po ang senyales nito with regards to yung balance of power sa lower house? Kasi hindi natin expect na ganito kalaki. We knew there would be a significant number.
Yeah, actually, nagulat ako. Actually, I thought it would be lower. It would be higher than 106, but hindi ko in-expect na dadating ng
Right.
257. And this despite mga pananakot, diba? Pinagbantaan pa sila ng PDP laban na i-blacklist sila, tapos andyan pa yung coup. Habang nagbubutuhan, nagku sa Senado. So I was expecting na madadampen yung numbers. Ay hindi talagang 257. And 26 lang ang bumoto,
Yes.
25 lang ang bumoto laban, mas marami pa ngayong absent kaysa sa bumoto
That's
ng...
right. So ano nangyari kaya, Prof, na tila last parang unexpectedly, ganito kataas yung number? Ano yung senyales nito with regards to implications? Of course, idudugtong natin to sa upcoming elections.
Actually, I think naging rational yung decision making ng maraming congressman. Dahil imagine, nag-present ng compelling evidence ang complainants, pati yung House na ilabas lahat doon. Wala namang rebuttal mula sa kampo ng Vice Presidente. So ikaw ay nag-iisip, anong basihan mo para bumoto ka laban? 'Di ba? Para hindi mo What would be the reason why there will be no probable cause when in fact there is no other evidence left except that you are just blindly loyal to the Vice President, or you are just, yung excuse nila na tatlo lang naman yun, thematic yung isa, magulo masyado ang bansa, wag na natin dagdagan, na parang yung accountability can give way to unity. And then the other one would be, ito yung gusto ng kanilang constituencies. Madali sila, natatakot silang matalo. But, to think that there are 257 members who stood up,
Yes.
some are surprising. That's actually a reflection also of the sentiment of the people na marami naman talaga ang
Right.
gustong makitang ebidensya. And so ito dapat ang iingatan ng Senado, kasi kung gagawin nila, kasi ngayon meron ng masama na yung tingin ng mga tao na nagkudeta sila sa Senado dahil parang kahit ano ba sabihin ni Alan Peter na hindi ito konektado sa impeachment, talagang walang maniniwala doon. So I think yung gagawin nila ng tanga ang mga tao. So, I think babantayan sila. It's really bad optics for them not to continue. Yung hindi lang nila simulan o i-delay o i-deny from the very start na mag-convene. That would be disastrous to the Senate, I think.
Yeah. You raise a good point there, Prof. Especially sabi mo nga people are watching right now. And if you can remember the impeachment of former President Erap, 'di ba? Parang they let the process go, pero nung nakita na ayaw buksan yung isang envelope, the people spoke, 'di ba? Kumbaga nagkaroon ng mga kanya-kanyang sila doon sa kalye. But going to this, paano ba dapat tanggapin ng publiko itong nangyari sa Senate leadership, Prof.
I think people should call it out. It's blatant power grab. It's blatant power grab. Kung titingnan mo, hindi naman nagalaw yung siyam na minority, wala namang nag-desert sa kanila, ng desertion. Ang tanungin natin na pagpaliwanagin natin, yung apat na nagbago ng isip, ang bumaliktad. Tanungin natin si Loren Legarda, tanungin natin si Pia Cayetano, tanungin natin yung magpapatid na Villar. And of course, you already have a hypothesis why sila sumama. But I think they have to explain. They owe an explanation to us. I think this should be asked by media. Bakit kayo bumaliktad? Ano ang nag-push sa inyo? What changed?
Pero hindi ba, Prof, medyo dangerous tong game ang ginagawa nila dyan sa Senado? Because maybe yung una, sa panahon ni Senate President Chis Escudero, na idaan pa sa technicality. Pero ito, parang there is no stumbling block anymore based on the Supreme Court's decision. Basta ang sinasabi ng Supreme Court, basta gawin nyo to in a reasonable time. Wala naman sinabing decision nyo kung gagawin nyo to o hindi. And if they don't go through with this, very obvious na ang ginagawa ng Senate. So baka that might be a tipping point for a lot of the people.
Oh yes, I think so. And lalo na i-overlay mo pa dyan yung ginawa nila kay Beto de la Rosa. Imagine mo yung image na yung mga drug suspect na kapag ang laging ginagawang excuse, nandaban o kaya trying to evade arrest.
Mm.
Pero ngayon, itong Senado, they're cuddling their own. They're helping in a member avoid arrest. Diba? Tapos gagamitan pa nila ng excuses na hindi daw pwedeng i-arresta siyang senador habang nakasession. That's wrong. That's not true. Because in the Constitution, you only have that privilege if the imprisonment will not exceed 6 years.
Yes.
Crimes against humanity, it could even be reclusion perpetua or even death in some jurisdiction. So I don't know where these people are getting there. They're and besides yung issue ng RA 9851 na meron tayong batas na nagsasabi na kapag ang isang Pilipino ay meron ng sakdal sa isang sa international tribunal ay obligado tayo, pwede nating i-surrender na lang, hindi naman kailangan huwes dito ang mag-issue ng warrant kasi nakalagay naman sa saligang batas and a warrant issued by a judge.
Yes,
There
that's
is no
right.
mention of whether the judge should be local or international.
International.
Tama, Prof, sabi nga nila, di ba, in essence, parang ceremonial ang nai-enjoy nilang courtesy ng Senado.
Yes.
But if the executive daw decides to enforce even an international warrant and the police officers enter the premises, hindi daw pwede hindi pwede i-impede or i-deny ng senators mismo or they will charge with obstruction.
Yes, I think so. And this is a very bad optics for the Senate. This is really a very bad optics for the Senate. People are asking, ano ba gusto? Sa totoo lang, liyamado na si Sara Duterte sa Senado. I think meron siyang more than 8 to vote not for conviction. Ang pipigilan nila ngayon, nakikita ng mga tao, yung paglabas ng ebidensya.
Yes,
Ayaw
oo.
nilang lumabas. It's no longer acquitting Sara, they have the numbers. But I think people should first what? Kasi baka iniisip nila, the more na magkaroon ng trial, the more na lumabas yung mga ebidensya, the more na it will be difficult for them to acquit. So yun yung tingin ko. Kasi yung nangyari sa House na maraming mga congressman na dati ganyan-ganyan sa probable cause, bumoto na dahil nakita nila talaga yung
Trail of
talagang
money.
lantara na yung
Yes, oo.
yung ebidensya. So kahit hindi mo na pwedeng tumayo doon. Yun nga itatanong ko din sa aking congressman dito, nalungkot ako, si Ramil Hernandez ng 2nd District ng Laguna. Isa sa mga bumoto and I have to ask him now. He listen to this. Representative Hernandez, you have to explain to your constituents why you opposed, why you did not find probable cause despite the compelling evidence and unrebutted at that, why you vote? I am a voter. I am a taxpayer of 2nd District of Laguna. I even voted for him. But and as a voter, I demand explanation. I think.
Oo. Pero Prof, so what happens now?
Yeah.
Let's say kasi, okay, so this is the
That's the
second
question.
time, this is the second time a Vice President is impeached. Diba? Tapos, ito na naman tayo dun sa fourth week. Iba na naman yung Senate President natin. And this is the same time last year. Ang inargue nila, okay, tapos na tayo dun sa usapin ng sa Supreme Court, diba? Yung sa one-year bar rule, etc. But this time around, ang ina-argue din naman nila last year is magsasarado na yung session by June 4.
Matagal pa yan.
Oo, yun ang naging dahilan nila last year din, di ba? Hindi kami pwede
Ngayon,
mag-convene because ganito. So what happens if they do that again?
Well, I don't think they can do that. We should not allow them to do that because there is no ground. The Constitution is very plain and simple. The wordings, you have to convene. You don't have a choice.
So ang endgame
Yeah.
dito, Prof, you mentioned kanina is kinakatakutan nila is yung paglabas ng evidence, no?
Yes.
Ang dami kasing congressmen daw supposedly, no, na when they were tackling this issue sa probable cause sa House, ang daming congressmen na so ayaw nung una. Pero natakot daw kasi on a national scale pag magbotohan, makikita ng public daw ang tunay na kulay nila. And they fear that. Now, do you think there is damning evidence enough to sway fence-sitter voters who may watch the impeachment and may affect VP Sara sa run for the presidency kahit sabihin mo na ma-acquit siya?
Well, actually, kahit na itong nangyarang ito, it's already damaging Sara Duterte. Kasi hindi naman to pogi point sa mga senador at hindi naman to pogi point sa kay Sara Duterte kasi ang mga tao nag-iisip, bakit pag-aayaw harapin ang kaso? At bakit ayaw magbigay ng ebidensya? Tapos ngayon, pipigilan pa yung trial na kung saan mabibigyan siya ng pagkakataon na ilabas ang kanyang pangkontra. And why is it that the Senate would have to move yan protect. Parang hindi ko alam, pinoprotektan din nila mga sarili nila. Dahil, kasi itong sa Amy Marcos sinasabi, may mga lumabas daw ng mga milyones na pinamimigay sa mga congressman. Ang tanong ngayon, sila naman, alam nga namang sila yung pure, na wala silang kapalit sa kanilang mga boto ng itong mga to, itong ginawa nilang coup sa Senado, walang kapalit yan. I don't think so.
Good morning po.
Okay?
Pero Prof, with the impeachment, ICC-related tensions, yung leadership shake-up sa Senado, all of these things, what does this say about the political landscape now, ngayon ng Pilipinas? Are we having a crisis?
No, it's getting exciting. We're so used to this. We have been through this. And we will survive.
Pero parang it's getting worse dahil lantaran na sila sa mga alliances nila. Like the way they were protecting daw, ang claim ng iba, si Senator Bato, na kahit obvious na minsan mali yung info na dumarating, ano ang magiging sa tingin mo yung public? Yung mga hindi 100% na sa DDS side, pero yung mga gitna, may mga ganun voters
Well, tingnan na lang na. Let's just pray that with the help of media, with the help of people, we can enlighten these people. There are some people who you still can change. But there are people you cannot change, unfortunately.
Well, dun sa nangyari po yesterday sa Senado, isa sa mga tinitingnan din natin na legalities yung ginawa po ng Senate na cite in contempt, no? Yung mga NBI agent, 'di ba? Are we looking at that na parang mali yun in a sense na wala silang power over the NBI agents to do that because wala naman din session noon at that time. They were not in the session, yung NBI agents na yun.
Well, the NBI is part of the executive branch. Enforcement of laws is with the executive branch. So I think on this issue, the executive branch has an upper hand. The role of the Senate is to legislate. And their argument is that they have a privilege of not getting arrested. But that is not the law, what the law says. Diba? So, of course, I know that they can go to the courts and so on. And you know, that's a remedy. But to say that the NBI exceeded their powers, hindi Kasi hindi naman sacred ground yung Senado. Si Trillanes kasi de Lima inarest noon. Yan, sa ground, sa Senate.
Well, mas nakakatulong po ba ngayon na hindi sumasagot o wala pang ruling ang Supreme Court doon sa mga legalities na binato ng kampo ng mga Duterte when the former president was arrested here and brought to The Hague? And yun din po ang ginagawa ngayon ng kampo ni De La Rosa, 'di ba, to challenge the Supreme Court, to challenge the local court, etc. So, at that point, ngayon po kasi ang Supreme Court, wala pa po talaga silang sinasagot no, regarding that. So, hanggang ngayon, sino po yung masusunod?
Well, kung ano yung nasa batas. Kasi wala namang TRO na binigay ang Supreme Court. Wala namang sinabi na hindi pwede ito. Walang sinabi na ito ay dapat ipigilan. So, I think we have the law that the executive branch has the right to implement the laws of the land.
Now, what can you say about those two who abstained? Si Senator Miguel Zubiri and Senator J.V. Ejercito. Ano pong basa niyo doon?
Zubiri said that he is against the reorganization, but he just wants to become independent.
Yeah, that's what he said. But what do you
That's what
think
he said.
about it?
So, they're playing it safe.
Yes, Attorney Miguel, also,
They're playing it safe. Yeah.
Ay, Diyos ko.
Okay.
Wala,
So,
medyo na ata si Prof.
Hindi. What else can we expect ngayon po,
The next few days,
Oh, yeah.
what do you think?
Wait, ito po, going back dun sa House impeachment, before the voting, pinag-usapan po ng mga members ng mga parties na they are allowed to vote through conscience. 'Di ba po? And some people are saying na hindi ba dapat tignan natin to base sa ebidensya? So, sa tingin niyo po ba yung naging boto nila yesterday was really about the conscience? Or
Yes, it was based more on evidence. I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm in a meeting. Apparently, maraming nag-base sa evidence. Kasi kakaunti lang naman yung nagsabi na based sa kung ano gusto ng constituents.
And lastly, what can you say about Senator Bato? Doon sa video niya na tumatakbo.
Well, this is my thing. Kung inaakala
is meeting
News ito. I'm being interviewed. Sorry. Sorry. For Beto, he's just a caricature. That's all.
All right. We'll talk to you again. Thank you so much for your time and insights, political analyst Professor Antonio Contreras.